Welcome back to UBG Bytes. I'm your host, Brian, and today we're diving deep into one of the most significant intelligence disclosures in history. Not for the individual exploits, but for what it reveals about systematic attack methodology at the nation-state level. When WikiLeaks dropped the CIA's Vault 7 documents in 2017, most people focused on the Pokemon-named exploits and TV hacking capabilities, but as red teamers and security researchers, we need to look deeper. What does it actually reveal about how a major intelligence agency approaches cyber operations methodologically? And here's the twist that surprised me during my research. Despite expectations of military-grade strategic planning, the Vault 7 documents reveal zero evidence of formal strategic frameworks like OODA loops. Instead, what we see is something far more interesting and arguably more dangerous. Today, we're breaking down the CIA's attack methodology from a practitioner's perspective. Not the tools, but the thinking. Not the exploits, but the systematic approach that scaled individual capabilities into what analysts called the CIA's transformation into its own NSA. Let's start with what isn't in these documents, because it's as revealing as what is. You'd expect a military-style approach, systematic strategic assessment, OODA loop decision-making, formal operational planning cycles. None of that exists in the Vault 7 documents. Instead, what emerges is almost a startup culture, with Pokemon exploit names and surprisingly casual operational practices. The planning methodology was fundamentally demand-driven rather than strategy-driven. The fine dining questionnaire system let case officers specify target environments and requirements. Think of it like a technical support ticket system. I need to own this specific Windows environment with these AV products, rather than, here's our strategic objective, what's our systematic approach? This tells us something crucial about how sophisticated actors actually operate versus how we think they operate. The CIA's approach was tactically focused and capability-centric. They built an impressive technical arsenal, but operated more like a highly advanced penetration testing company than a strategic military unit. Why does this matter for us? Because it suggests that even nation-state actors are often reactive and opportunity-driven rather than following sophisticated strategic frameworks. This has implications for how we model threats and design defenses. Now, here's where it gets really interesting from a methodology perspective. The CIA developed incredibly sophisticated operational security practices, some of the best tradecraft documentation I've seen. Yet these same documents exist because of fundamental internal security failures. Let me break down their external OPSEC methodology first. The development tradecraft do's and don'ts reads like an advanced penetration testing manual. String obfuscation requirements, anti-forensic practices, variable communication patterns, systematic timestamp manipulation to avoid US-centric indicators. They understood defender capabilities at a deep level. Their Umbrage program represents perhaps the most innovative methodology here. This wasn't just about stealing techniques, it was systematic, strategic deception. They maintained a library of attack techniques from Russian, Iranian, Chinese, and other nation-state actors. When they needed a capability, they could rapidly deploy it while leaving forensic fingerprints pointing to other organizations. Think about the methodology implications. This means attribution analysis becomes significantly more complex when sophisticated actors are systematically implementing false flag operations. It's not just about technical indicators anymore. It's about systematic deception at the forensic level. But here's the paradox that should concern every security professional. While implementing these sophisticated operational practices, their internal security was catastrophic. Passwords like 123 ABCDEF for critical systems, shared team passwords posted on internal networks, zero user activity monitoring on mission-critical systems. The CIA didn't even know the theft had occurred until WikiLeaks published the documents 1 year later. This creates a critical lesson. Sophisticated operational capabilities don't automatically translate to comprehensive security programs. The same organization that developed advanced attribution avoidance techniques had passwords that wouldn't pass basic corporate security policies. From a technical methodology perspective, Vault 7 reveals enterprise-grade development practices that many commercial organizations would struggle to match. The engineering development group implemented formal system development lifecycle processes, requirements definition, technical review, engineering review board approval, development and testing, deployment with ongoing support. This isn't ad hoc exploit development. This is systematic capability engineering. Their QA methodology was particularly sophisticated. Comprehensive testing against major antivirus products with live internet connections, product-specific defeat documentation, and continuous updates against evolving detection mechanisms. They maintain detailed compatibility matrices across multiple operating system versions and hardware configurations. The modular architecture approach enabled rapid operational customization. Frameworks like Grasshopper, After Midnight, and Angelfire allowed operators to combine specific capabilities based on mission requirements. By 2016, they were managing over 500 simultaneous projects with more than 5,000 registered users. What can we learn from this? The systematic approach to testing against defensive countermeasures provides a model for sophisticated red team engagements. The emphasis on continuous adaptation against evolving defenses and the modular approach to capability development offers practical frameworks for advanced persistent testing. The key insight: they treated exploit development like enterprise software development, with formal processes, quality assurance, and systematic testing methodologies. Let's examine their operational lifecycle methodology through the Frankfurt operations, which provide a fascinating case study in systematic international cyber operations. The operational setup was sophisticated. CIA hackers received diplomatic black passports and State Department cover, allowing them to operate freely across 25 Schengen area countries. This wasn't just technical capability, it was systematic integration of diplomatic, technical, and operational methodologies. The complete operational lifecycle follows a systematic progression that red teamers can learn from. Phase 1, target assessment. Environmental and security product analysis, similar to our reconnaissance phase, but with systematic documentation and requirement specification. Phase 2, custom tool configuration. Specific payload and command and control setup based on assessment findings. The modular approach allowed rapid customization for specific environments. Phase 3, deployment execution. Physical or remote installation with systematic documentation of access methods and persistence mechanisms. Phase 4, operational phase. Data collection and command execution with systematic approaches to avoiding detection and maintaining persistent access. Phase 5, cleanup procedures. Evidence removal and tool deactivation with comprehensive anti-forensic practices. Their post-exploitation methodology was particularly advanced. The Hive multi-platform system provided encrypted command and control with SSL client certificate authentication, VPN tunneling for traffic obfuscation, and commercial VPS hosting for operational deniability. The systematic approach to automated data collection through tools like Pandemic for network-wide harvesting and Both in Spy for credential interception shows operational maturity beyond individual exploits. Key methodology insight: they treated each operation as part of a systematic lifecycle with defined phases, documentation requirements, and quality assurance processes. This systematic approach enabled them to scale operations and maintain consistency across multiple simultaneous engagements. Perhaps most valuable for security professionals is how the CIA systematically studied other agencies' operational failures to improve their methodology. There's a fascinating document titled, "What Did Equation Group Do Wrong? And How Can We Avoid Doing the Same?" This reveals systematic organizational learning from NSA's exposed operations. The primary lessons they incorporated were avoiding shared code across tools as the primary attribution vector, limiting reuse of command and control infrastructure, implementing better compartmentalization of operations, systematic approaches to forensic countermeasures. The methodology evolution from 2013 to 2016 shows clear developmental phases. Early stage, 2013 to 2014, basic tool development with limited attribution consideration. Development phase, 2014 to 2015, framework development and systematic testing procedures. Mature phase, 2015 to 2016, advanced persistent frameworks with comprehensive operational security. By 2016, they were managing over 1,000 tools with systematic approaches to testing, deployment, and operational security. What's remarkable is the systematic approach to learning from failures. This wasn't just individual lessons.